You're watching today's video technical update presented by FXTimes. It is Monday, June 7th, 2010. I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst, and I'll go over some developments in the Forex market. That wraps it up for today. Visit FXTimes.com for more analysis updates, my trading journal, and live events. Once again, I'm Fan Yang, your technical analyst here at FXTimes, wishing you good trading. Here's a look at the euro-dollar pair in the 4-hour time frame. Here last week we had multiple tests of 1.2150. Almost broke on Thursday, but then on Friday it had the clear break. And now we were sitting on this for a while, looking at the daily time frame for this swing projection that is suggested by the negative reversal here. So this swing projection goes to 117. It also matches a breakout projection of this channel. So the same width of this channel projected in the direction of the breakout also brings it to around 117. So that's my target for the euro dollar. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, we see the market open with a gap and it closed it now. Maybe there could be another rally swing in the correction mode to test this the previous low here is right above 1.21, but it could come to this 50% retracement at 1.2050 area to test this declining channel resistance. May not go to that. We may have a break of this support here. If it breaks, if the market can break below 119, 118.80, then we may have a continuation to 117. But for now, we may need to just stalk this correction. If you follow my posts on FXTimes.com, you have seen that I've been following the Euro Yen, Aussie Yen, but I started looking at the New Zealand Yen, now realizing that the New Zealand dollar is actually relatively weaker than the Australian dollar at the moment. So it's a better candidate for bearish outlook against the yen. Here, the New Zealand Yen. Today, here we had this little. Well, first of all, we have this break of this rising support, and then we have a little pullback, and this pullback may be complete, and continuation is materializing. In the intermediate term, we do have this projection to 5460 area using this suggestion from the negative reversal. Okay, so that's 5460, but let's take a look at the daily time frame to see what that is in a longer context, a bigger context. So here, zoom out a little bit. So here, this swing projection basically puts us near the 61.8% retracement area. And actually, if you use this might be another sort of projection. This actually goes lower, but to be more conservative at the moment, I would still consider this to be the target, 5460. Although, of course, if the market does reach that with force, then we should allow it to continue further down. But 61.8% retracement could be the support. But first, again, we would see support near 59 because that's the current bottom at the moment and hasn't been broken since May. So take a look at 15-minute time frame. So I was stalking this correction. Some signs here of continuation, but that would have been, you may want to set up, kind of like certain trend lines. In any case, this trend line definitely broke, came up, and here is another case where of a continuation that would have tricked you, and because here we basically have two legs to this correction, and if you looked at this engulfing pattern and continue lower, you would have had to wait for another swing up like here. So again, that's just a general principle. Waiting for two swings gives you better reward to risk ratio and better chance that the correction has completed than just a single swing. So here the market seems to have completed this correction and is continuing lower. In the short term, look for it to come to the 59 area, and there might be some support there. If that breaks, the 5460 area could be the next target. Here's a look at gold, and this was, there were a couple of scenarios I was juggling last week, but this is the overall longer term, intermediate term projection. this measured move using this, this measured projection using this swing. So first, it's already closing in on 1250, this previous high, which is projection of this. But if that breaks, we could go higher to about 1290 using that projection. Okay, so going down to 4-hour time frame, this is where the short-term look last Friday here. We had this very sharp decline, but market was not able to break below 1206 area. It came below, but closed pretty much near 1206, 1205. So, and then today, very sharp swing up. Okay, so we're approaching 1250. This is at the end of last week. This was the projection of the bearish scenario. Here you saw this support break. So here you have this breakout. Then you have a pullback, which is what you wait for. And the pullback actually looked pretty good for a moment. Came to 61.8%, and then there was some indecision. But these were very unconvincing candlesticks. But here we have a very strong negation of this previous outlook. So let's get rid of that and continue to monitor this. You see here the RSI ran up into the overbought zone, very bullish sign. So wait for a little throwback, and we may bottom and then continue higher. 1 hour time frame here, we are in this overbought area, so maybe the market needs to resolve this sense of being overextended at the moment before we could keep going. Okay, so that's gold. Continues to be bullish. Last Friday's bearish scenario is invalid at the moment. Instead, we're waiting for some kind of pullback, throwback to the current rally. Maybe if we measured these two moves, we could have some idea of where support could be. First here at 1225 area, just below this previous high. Alright, so continue to stalk gold as it continues to rally. If it breaks 1250, it may go to 1290. Finally, we are looking at the dollar-Canadian dollar pair. The market here topped off around 107, 108 here, and there was a correction. Came down, tested this rising support level near the 61%. I saw it maybe coming down a little bit lower, but it was held up above 1.03. Friday, very big swing up. Today, some correction, but the target at the moment suggested by this positive reversal is this swing projection towards 110. Okay, so that's the intermediate term projection to 1.10. Alright, okay, so now looking at the 4-hour time frame, we see, like we basically see this rally. This is an important power line here at 1.05. See here, it was resistance. Here is support, resistance, broke it, and now tested as support. So that's the important area right now. And if the market can support this and continues rallying, it is aiming at 1.10. But as always, a former top that's it's a pivot here, could be important and could provide some resistance in the short term at 1.0850. Okay, so that's the dollar-Canadian dollar pair. 110 as the target. The euro-dollar pair, which broke an important support last Friday, continued to push lower to start this week, but is now in a correction. I will also take a look at the New Zealand-Japanese yen pair as it aims to move lower. Gold made a very sharp reversal from last week's decline, and this move brings it back near the historical high near 1250. Meanwhile, the US dollar-Canadian dollar pair is testing an important support. This video is being produced at about 3 p.m. Eastern Time ahead of today's US session close.